I can't wait to hear it, to hear more about it. I'm sure
Yeah.
that everyone who's watching is just as excited. Um, let's start. Would you like to introduce yourself? And yeah, speak
Yeah.
about yourself for a second, and let's get started.
Hi, everybody. I'm absolutely delighted to get a chance to speak with you and give you an update on where things are with IMPT. Also, to try and answer some of your questions. So, straight over to Casper and let's try and get things moving along.
Definitely. Cool. Well, we have a lot of questions. We obviously had the AMA before where we spoke on Telegram, and then now this is the second AMA for IMPT. We composed a list of around 15 questions from the community, and then we'll answer them today. So, the very first question is a question that has been asked a lot from the community. Are you guys already further in deciding on which exchanges IMPT will be listed on? And when can we expect a listing? When can we expect an exchange listing for IMPT token?
Okay, Casper. So, anybody who's familiar with our white paper knows that we have to be listed on an exchange for use case one to operate. But we're still in negotiations with a number of exchanges, right? And we'll be announcing in the next couple of weeks who we're going with. This is a really important decision for us, right? It's about being the right fit. It's about fitting with our brand. It's making sure that we're working with the right people. So we'll be making the announcement close to the end of pre-sale 2, and we will be live on an exchange in the first quarter of 23.
Definitely. I feel like, I'm sure that you agree that people want answers very quickly, but that's just not, you have to play it smart, and you have to make sure that everything's done correctly.
Exactly. I mean, this is a very important project. It's very close to our hearts. We've been working on this for over 4 years.
Definitely.
And, we've got to be sure that as we develop our brand and develop our solution set, that we've got the right partners.
Exactly. 100% agree with you. Let's go to the second question. So obviously, there is in the white paper and on the website, you mentioned briefly about the airdrop. What will exactly be the airdrop, and what can you speak about that for everyone listening?
Look, we'll just use airdrops for kind of your standard marketing purposes during the later stage of our growth plan. Look, we've a lot more information that will follow in that. We're working with a really top-class international agency at the moment, right? Our users will be the first to know what's happening there. But, again, as I said, it's part of our growth plan. So this will come later on.
Yeah, I'm sure that once you're ready to kind of share more in-depth info, I'm sure that everyone, we're just gonna update everyone on the community as the information kind of comes along, basically.
Yeah, absolutely. And look, as we mentioned earlier on, let's try and do more of the AMAs as well and get more of a Q&A.
Definitely. I mean, me and Dennis spoke just before, and we were speaking how we'll start doing more AMAs, especially with obviously as new people come into the project, we get more questions every day. So we'll answer them every. I don't know. We don't have a schedule yet, but once we know the specifics, we're going to share with everyone. So this is a big one. The third question. I'm sure that we spoke about it a lot, and people are a little bit confused sometimes. So you have the affiliation and affiliate partnerships. What is the meaning of affiliate? So obviously you have Amazon, like brands like Amazon, or I saw No Face. What is the relation, and what can you tell us about how affiliate partnership works in IMPT or just overall?
Yeah, absolutely. So, look, we're implementing a free online shopping platform, right? And this will allow all IMPT registered users, right, to purchase millions and millions of different products from our affiliate partners, right, and their brands. So they in turn then will allocate a percentage of each purchase to an IMPT selected project, right? And each time a user buys a product, whether it's online or in store, the retailer will allocate a percentage, and this will be credited to the user's account, right? Yeah. So the users then accumulate these credits, and when they have enough to buy a carbon credit of their choice, at that point, each member of society is actually helping the planet and making a contribution, right? So we have thousands of partners, right, through our affiliate network at the moment. So every time we sign up an affiliate, right, through our retail team, the brands have to sign off on IMPT.
Mm-hmm.
So, for example, if you look at all the brands on our website at the moment, their affiliate managers will know who we are. And this is an essential part of our use case to deliverable.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
hopefully that makes it clear.
Yeah, definitely. I spoke with yourself as well about a quick write-up about affiliate partnership.
Yeah.
Just to go into more detail. So obviously, when that document is ready, we can share it with the community, and we can just kind of put it in written kind of notes so everyone can read through it.
Yeah,
So
I mean, we did do some of this as part of the last AMA, and we posted up probably almost daily at the moment. So we'll just enhance that a bit more based on what questions come back, so that we're clarifying everything properly for everybody.
But it should be okay. Everything will be sorted very soon. So obviously in the white paper, it says that the following IMPT.io carbon marketplace will allow users to not only buy, but also sell tokenized carbon credits. Users will be able to list the NFTs in our marketplace and trade them. All purchases and sales on a marketplace will be done with a unique IMP token. A user can also save the tokenized carbon credits for investment purposes in the future. But obviously, you have stuff going on with the NFTs. So obviously, would you be able to kind of elaborate what
Yeah,
is NFTs?
absolutely. Look, it's I suppose a fairly straightforward explanation, right? You do not actually buy an NFT. Once you purchase a carbon credit, we present you with a form of an NFT, and that's where the user has complete ownership over the carbon credit, right? And it enables the customer then to own all of the rights associated with that carbon credit, right? Which is, a safe and secure way of ensuring that there's no fraud going on. It's a safe and secure way of ensuring that it's registered to you. And that NFT, right, that it keeps its own value based on the value of the carbon credit at that particular time. So that means that the NFT is tradable within our marketplace, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you can do one of two things with that. You can retire it, or you can actually hold on to it.
Yeah, exactly.
So you're not actually buying an NFT.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you have on the white paper, you have a diagram, and there is a lot of. Oh, sorry, I just 1 second. I just got a message that we are live on YouTube apparently. So yeah, I guess. I mean, this is going to be recorded, so it's okay. But yeah, back to your point. So obviously, in the roadmap, when you have the diagram with all the steps that you can go through, there are so many steps that you guys thought of for the investors. So hopefully that question got answered to you guys. And then let's go to this is a bit specific, and it's I saw it on Discord, and I was like, let me add it on the AMA. So how are you getting the credits from Vera or Gold standards, and how are you bridging them?
Yeah. Okay. Well, first of all, this is extremely sensitive information, so we can only elaborate to a certain extent.
Of course, yes, definitely.
But, right, when we operate with a significant number of carbon credit providers, right, and that allows us then to tokenize the carbon credit for the purpose of retiring or holding onto that carbon credit, right? All of our carbon credits are 100% approved and communicated between the blockchain and the physical carbon credits that take place via our APIs and the carbon credit providers, right?
Yeah.
At this point, I'd like to make an important announcement, right? As of today, right, the team at the moment, including myself, are actually in Iceland, and Gudmundur Sigurdsson, who's the founder and CEO of the International Carbon Registry, has joined our advisory board today.
That's huge.
And he will manage our carbon credit sourcing, and he will work very closely with our existing carbon credit team and ensure that we deliver the best solution for IMPT, for our programs, and for the planet.
That sounds amazing. Sorry, I think I cut you off just there.
No, I mean it's when you look at some of the statistics out there and the changes that need to be made, right? There's 56 gigabits of carbon emissions every year, right? Like that are gigatons, not gigabits, gigatons, right? That's phenomenal. So having the right team, the right people in place that understand this industry and how to actually ensure that we have the utmost best in our carbon credit sourcing will make this project even more successful.
Definitely. I mean, you just dropped a very big announcement on here.
Mhm.
And yeah, we'll be definitely be writing about all this in the Discord and all the social play channels. But
Yeah.
this is huge for IMPT, and congrats on the advance and stuff. So let's go to the next question. So, would you
Yeah.
be able to tell us what is the tokenomics model and kind of elaborate on that?
Okay. Look, it's quite detailed in our white paper, so I really would urge everybody to read the
Yeah,
white paper and go through it, right? And we aim to raise our capital requirements in 3 pre-sales, right? We will hold on to vested marketing tokens and vested ecosystem tokens in reserve, right? We have team tokens, and they are vested over a much longer period, right? And we will be releasing a lot more information at a future date, right?
yeah,
Regarding any of kind of additional use cases for a token, including staking and token incentive mechanisms, which I know that's what the community wants to hear. So,
yeah,
yeah. So, but we will release that information at the right time.
definitely. And like I mentioned before, every single information and every single details about the project is always shared onto the community.
Yeah.
So just stay patient and stay tuned, and then we'll come out with information as it comes along. So this is a bit more broad question. How are
Yeah.
you setting yourself aside from the competitors, and do you think that's enough?
Well, we don't believe we've actually got a direct competitor in our area, right? So you've got different components of what we are doing. You've got different competitors and different people in those spaces. But I like to look at this as the entire end-to-end life cycle. So everything that we do will have a touch point that will actually make a difference. So something as simple as if you're buying something online, well, yes, you're getting your points, which will allow you gather enough and buy a carbon credit, but
Mm,
equally down to the actual retailer and then down to the wholesaler and
mhm,
down to the manufacturer, that every touch point along there will actually do something that actually makes a difference. So it might be removing diesel and petrol trucks and replacing them with electric trucks over a period of time, and then new mechanisms of manufacturing that reduces carbon emissions, so that basically the cradle to grave element of this is what we're covering. And the other thing as well is the fact that we're not asking you to change how you do things. We're just asking you, right, as part of your normal day-to-day life and part of your purchasing patterns, that you work through the IMPT environment, and what you're doing there is actually making a significant difference. You're still
exactly,
buying the product, you're still working with the same consumers, you're still working with the same retailers and the same brands.
exactly.
So we've spent a good number of years now building out our retailer base, almost 4 years, right? And our carbon credit base and our use cases, right, will deliver a complete new type of scorification method, right?
Yeah,
And this will enable everyone on the planet, right, to make a difference. And that's what I meant when I talk about the end-to-end life cycle, right? We're managing every touch point.
amazing,
We want to offer the entire world's community, right, a chance to engage in this and to help solve this, right? And by doing what they normally do every single day, their shopping, their holidays, their groceries, their fashion, every aspect of your day-to-day life, every time you interact with us, part of a carbon credit will be created. Nobody else is doing that.
hmm definitely. I
So,
mean, personally, I haven't heard of anyone like you said. I haven't heard of anyone doing as such a in-depth thing as you guys. It's something, yeah, something that I haven't seen, and something that you should be very proud of. And yeah, it's amazing.
I mean,
Uh,
at the moment, 85% of everything to carbon credits is nature-based or renewable, right? So, that's not going to change, right? It still will allow people to continue to grow trees, save rainforests, build carbon extraction programs, drive more renewable energy and blue energy as well, which is an area that doesn't get much coverage, right? Which
yeah.
is basically improving things to do with the ocean.
Mhm.
So, there's that entire element of it is covered by IMPT.
Amazing. I think that kind of leads nicely to the second question. So, how does IMPT actually aim to offset carbon? Does it plan to plant trees, plankton farming? Where does the carbon offset come from?
Yeah. So I suppose as per the previous question, right, we offset carbon credit, right, at each touch point, right, of shopping and the creation and the purchase of carbon credits. So climate's at the center of actually everything that we're doing, right? And, in the white paper, we actually plan to purchase plantations, and we're currently engaged actually in a number of conversations with a number of parties in a number of countries. So I'd say just watch this space, and that's all part as well of the announcement today in relation to our recent appointment. So all of those things tie into exactly what we're about.
Amazing. Thank you so much for answering that.
Yeah.
I'm sure that just wanted to say thank you so much for coming, guys. We've been going through the AMA. We had a small technical issue, but we are back. I mean, let's not go through it. Let's go to the next question. Sorry. So we had the Dubai blockchain event, and people in the community are curious if there is any video of you speaking at the Dubai convention.
Okay, on that, right, the event actually was cancelled, deferred until May of next year. So we're actually kicking off our global roadshow in the World Blockchain Summit in Bangkok on the 8th of December, and we will be speaking at that. So We'll post that up afterwards, right? And we'll be attending at least 4 global blockchain conferences in 2023, and we hope to meet as many of our community as possible at those events, and also then post up what we actually covered and what kind of reaction happened at these events and how people actually really embraced IMPT.
Definitely. I mean, that's going to be very exciting.
Yeah.
Amazing. So, will there be staking, and is there any other benefit in getting at the pre-sale beside the price that the early investors gain?
Okay. I would have expected that question at least to have come from a few people. So we're actually exploring a number of forms of staking at the moment, and we will actually revert to the community, right, as this becomes clearer. But to be very clear, there's only one way to get involved in our token offering, and that's via our website, right, until we hit the exchanges in Q1 of 23.
Definitely. Thank you so much for answering that one. I'm sure that that's a lot of, I would say, alpha for people. So, the next question. So, is there any plans of extension of IMPT token to other blockchains?
So IMPT token, right, we initially launched on the Ethereum ER20 because the green element of that, right, from a blockchain perspective is really important. And we don't want to detail any specific plans at this stage, right? But we are considering bridging IMPT tokens and deploying our contracts on layer 2 solutions and other blockchains, right? That'll give our users then the option to interact with the IMPT platform with lower transaction fees. So that's in the roadmap.
Amazing. Thank you so much for answering that one. So what happens to investors' coins after they are converted to carbon credit NFTs? How are the coins appropriated through investment balance against coins gained through the shopping app? Value-wise when purchasing carbon credits?
Okay, good question. So prior to purchasing a carbon credit, users must first buy the IMPT, right? The purchase of the IMPT then will have a positive impact on the price of IMPT. When the user then goes to buy a carbon credit, they will need to sell their IMPT in the same transaction. And this will at worst result in a market neutral position, right? But it'll cancel out the positive impact of the initial IMPT purchase, but it will not be price negative on the whole. So all other activities such as buying IMPT continually from affiliate rewards, right, will ensure that the platform is on the whole price positive.
Amazing. That's a lot of information for the community, and I'm sure people appreciate that. So will the amount of coins earned through the shopping app, website, or portal fluctuate as the price of investors' coin rises or falls?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, absolutely. So when you affiliate rewards, right, that are earned through the shopping app, the rewards will initially be in USD.
Okay.
And then the USD will be converted to IMPT at the exchange rate at that point in time, and excuse me, an IMPT will then be transferred to the users.
Okay.
So this conversion of USD to IMPT will act as a continuous buying pressure on the price of IMPT, So as the price of IMPT rises, users will then receive less and less IMP tokens as rewards, right? And they will receive the same amount in USD and other currency equivalents as well.
Amazing. That sounds really good. Thank you so much for answering that. So this is the last question that we have from the community. So how does the team plan to make inroads into national carbon schemes, if they do at all?
Yeah, we have a strong view on this because, look, government set policy, but people drive change, right? If you think of, we've got COP27 going on at the moment. Out of that will come a series of actions that, that governments want to make, but they will only set policy. They're not able to make change. And in many cases, they're only going to be in power for 3 or 4 years anyway. So by the time it comes to actually even have them programs in place, they're not able to execute. So our objective, right, will be to deliver way more activity on the carbon credit method. So we have an increasing interest now from different countries and organizations. And we're already talking to a number of government organizations to try and open a more efficient alternative to the community to help deliver climate impact. So the entire end-to-end supply chain that I mentioned earlier on of every product is an opportunity for IMPT. And if you base that on the carbon credit output and our ability to offset, this would be the first global loyalty solution with one primary objective, and that's to make everybody do more for the planet. So it really is the planet's loyalty program.
That's crazy. I mean, it sounds, honestly, from kind of hearing you speak about the project, it sounds like you guys have every single piece of information, every piece of puzzle basically filled, and you thought of everything for the community, for the investors. This sounds really amazing. What we'll do, this was the last question from the community.
Okay.
What we'll do, do we have any questions? Do we have any questions in the chat? I see one question. Is there any relationship between IMPT and Tamadosh? No, there is no relation. No. These are two different projects.
Yeah, completely.
I'm just curious. I don't see any questions in the... Actually, I see. Maybe what we'll do is we'll answer 2 questions from the community right now that I can see on the Discord, and we can wrap it up here. Like I said, these AMAs will be held more often. So after this one, we'll schedule another one, and new questions basically are going to be passed. And we're going to be doing these way more often. So there's a question here. The affiliate program, is it possible right now, or does IMPT need to... give me 1 second. Let me just look for a good question in there. So I just saw a question. I'm going to answer that myself. And it's on Discord. So someone's asking if there's going to be a summary of the actual affiliate partners. So either tomorrow or next week will be coming out on Discord and Telegram and all socials regarding the affiliate partnership. Dennis was speaking about it before, but we'll have a written up summary that we can share with everyone, that everyone can read basically.
And every week, Casper, we add up the new brands that we've actually signed up that week as well. So they go up usually every Monday.
Perfect. Thank you so much for making sure. So let me see another one if we have any more questions here. I think we answered all of these questions. I made sure to put all of them into the sheet. I mean, I would say that this is the end of the AMA. Dennis, thank you so much for coming. Would you like to add anything before we close this off?
Well, first of all, thank you, Casper, for facilitating. I'm very professional, very well done. And I'm just delighted that we've had the opportunity to answer all of the questions. And we will keep making sure that we get the information out as often as we can to people so that we clarify any of the questions that are out there.
Definitely. Like we mentioned before, everything will be answered as the information comes along, as all the details about the project, we'll be sharing them on to the communities. I just saw two questions. So has any trading exchanges have been decided yet? So Dennis answered that question before. Once we know more information, the team is working, and once we know more, we'll share them to you guys. Is there any relationship between IMPT and Dash to Trade? No, these are two different projects. And then well, thank you so much guys for coming through. Thank you so much, Dennis, for your time. I hope you guys heard that massive announcement that Dennis made just before. If you haven't, this will be recorded and we will also speak about it in the socials. So yeah, thank you so much, and I'll see you guys in the chat.
That's great. Thanks very much. Thanks, everybody.